ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ben Bakayoko, and I want to welcome you to another edition of The Resolution, the video series designed to help us build the resolve necessary to achieve our goals. Alright guys, so a few weeks ago, I was on a road trip with a very close relative of mine. And on the trip, we were listening to Darren Hardy. And about 5 minutes into Darren Hardy's speech, he says at 18 years old, he was making $100,000 a year. At 20, he owned his own house in an upscale neighborhood. And at 25, he was making over $1 million a year. And the moment Darren Hardy finished sharing his stats, my relative shouts, "That's impossible. How can an 18-year-old make $100,000 a year and then turn it into $1 million by age 25? You see, my relative could not believe Darren Hardy because he's been working hard his entire life. He came to America with a dream, a few dollars, and a lot of ambition. He started at the bottom, and now he owns his own business. And he's been trying to boost his income, but no matter how hard he tries, no matter how late he works, and no matter how many products and services he offers, his income hasn't been able to grow nowhere near as fast as Darren Hardy's has. So in his mind, if he cannot earn $1 million that fast, and if no one he's ever known could earn $1 million that fast, it's impossible for Darren Hardy to have earned $1 million that fast. At 26, Bob Proctor, who now travels the world teaching millions of people how to believe in themselves and unleash their own greatness, actually felt the same way, up until he met a man by the name of Raymond Douglas Stanford. In 1961, Raymond had a life-changing conversation with Bob Proctor. He sat Bob down and wrote 3 letters down on a sheet of paper. He told Bob, "Let these letters represent happiness, health, and wealth." And then he asked Bob, "Do you think I'm a happy guy?" Bob said, "Yeah, you seem like a happy guy." Then he asked Bob, "Have you ever seen me when I was sick?" And Bob said, "No, I haven't." And then he asked Bob, "Have you ever seen me when I was broke?" And again, Bob Proctor had to admit that he hadn't. And then he proceeded to tell Bob Proctor, "You are one of the most miserable people that I have ever met." Because at the time, Bob Proctor was always sick, he was always upset, he was always angry, and he was always broke. Why? Because at the time, Bob never believed he could get out of debt. Bob never believed he could earn a lot of money. And Bob never believed that there was greatness inside of him. And truth be told, I felt the same way for a very long time. Because like Bob, I was raised to believe that if you wanted to be happy, if you wanted to be successful, wealthy, and healthy, you had to be smart. You had to go to a great school, and you had to come from an affluent background. But like Bob Proctor, I've learned, and I hope that you've learned, that attaining happiness, health, and wealth has less to do with how smart we are, how talented we are, what type of school we went to, or how affluent our backgrounds are, but it has more to do with how much we believe in ourselves. Oprah said, in life we don't get what we want, we don't get what we hope for, we don't even get what we wish for, we get what we believe. So what do you believe about yourself? Do you believe you can earn a lot of money? Do you believe you can have successful relationships and happy relationships? Do you believe you can get your PhD, MBA, or bachelor's degree? Do you believe you can start your own business? Do you believe you can live the life of your dreams? I know now that there are only 3 major differences between me and the people who are significantly more successful than me. Number 1, they believe in themselves more than I do. Number 2, they know something that I don't. And number 3, they're doing something consistently every single day that I am not. So all I have to do is bridge the gap. I need to believe in myself more. I need to believe in myself more. I need to learn what they know. And finally, I need to figure out what they are doing consistently every single day and build it into my routine. And once I accomplish those 3 things, I know there's nothing I can be, do, or have. And I sincerely believe the same thing applies to you. Thanks again for listening, guys. And remember, dreams do come true. But number 1, we must dream it. Number 2, we must believe it. And number 3, we gotta grind every single day until we achieve it. Thanks again for listening, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.